Mad Cat Audio.
Keisha Frazier. She is a channel, an alchemist who guides souls to become the ultimate creators of their reality and align their destiny's path so they can create heaven on earth. This conversation is so sweet and gentle and so divinely guided, and yet there's so much depth to it. It was really exciting to get to connect with her. I've been a fan for a long time. I've followed her on TikTok, and I've always loved the way she channels and shows up in spirit. And I was so honored and excited to have her on this podcast and in community. So I hope that you find a sweet, gentle nugget or something to take and digest with us in this conversation with the amazing Keisha. So with that, I invite you to get into a nice, comfortable seated position. You can soften your gaze or close your eyes. There is no right or wrong way to show up in this moment. Take a deep breath in the nose and let it out with a sigh through the mouth. And I invite you to come as you are and take what you need. So much for being on this podcast today, Keisha. I am so excited for this conversation and to finally get to really get to know you. And I've seen you on TikTok. I've seen you on Instagram. I've always loved your messages and the way that you channel and just the way that you show up in the energy. And I'm so grateful to open up this space to get to know you a little bit better and share some wisdom with you. And I'm just so honored and grateful that you're here tonight. So thank you so, so, so much.
Lexi, thank you. I'm ecstatic to be here and to chat with you and have a magical conversation.
I know it's been so easy to get in contact and to just make this work and flow. And I always feel like it's so right when things flow like that. It's just you're like, this is meant to be. This is an alignment. This is in flow. So that just feels good. So I was curious to start. Tell me about what led you to this moment. What led you to making TikToks and being an alchemist and being an energy healer and a channeler and all of that good stuff? Where does it all begin for you?
Such a good question. I mean, there are a lot of different ways I could answer it, but the answer that always comes to the forefront of my mind is I arrived here, where I am today, as a result of following my heart. So after college, I followed the path. I did what I was supposed to do. I got a job in the tech industry. And 2 years after working there, I was like, this isn't it. I don't know what is it, but I know it's not being at a desk all day.
Yeah.
And so I left that job and I just kept following what felt good in the moment.
Yeah.
And doing different things, which led me eventually to discovering the world of online business and starting a business. And then it's with that business that I really wanted it to be successful. I wanted to be like, yeah, I took an alternative path, but look, I'm still successful.
Yeah.
So, and I was putting all this pressure on myself to succeed and trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
And through that, I stumbled upon manifestation. And I think I was in a business coaching program and the coach was like, well, you can also manifest, and I was like, oh, okay, let me try this. And so I'm trying to manifest a successful business. And I'm like, well, it's kind of working, but not always working.
Right.
What's wrong? And then I stumbled on the healing path and the healing journey and realizing, oh, maybe there's some work to do here. And that sent me down another rabbit hole. And that was where I discovered that healing is a gift that I carry.
Yeah.
to heal myself, to help others to heal themselves. And I just started uncovering my gifts and more of my truth, and then realizing, wow, it's not even about the successful business or,
Yeah.
just having success in career, which is kind of where this all stemmed from.
Right.
It's about the truth and the merging of myself and my heart.
Mm.
So yeah.
That's so amazing that you were able to. I mean, maybe just from hearing you say that, like, was there any fear that played into that? Or was there any, like, doubt that ever showed up with that? Or was it, like, for lack of a better, like, smooth sailing?
It was not smooth sailing. I wish. I could laugh about it now, but
It's the glory of
I
it
wouldn't have
all.
been
Yeah.
laughing at the moment.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
But no, it was not smooth sailing. There was a lot of fear, especially in the beginning
Mm.
of taking this alternative path
Yeah.
because, my like best friends from college were doctors,
Mm.
lawyers,
Mm.
corporate types. Like
Mm-hmm.
everybody was successful and I was like figuring it out, trying
Totally.
to like, and it just felt so, it felt hard.
Mm-hmm.
It felt like I was questioning myself a lot, but at the same time, I knew I wouldn't be happy doing any of the things.
Yeah.
No shade to what they're doing, because
Totally.
obviously everyone has a different role and passion and career, but
Yeah.
I knew I wouldn't be happy. Um, so yeah, and then there was just doubt once I got to my business, started my business, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh, this is it.
Yeah.
I know this is it.
Yeah.
So that felt good. But then there was doubt, like, can I do this? Is this
Mm.
gonna work?
Yeah.
And it's your like if you start a business and you become an entrepreneur and you're spiritual, your business is a spiritual path.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what it was for me. It was, you know, me breaking down the layers of what I thought I wanted and how I thought I wanted it to come back to again, like
Mm-hmm.
the truth of who I am
Mm.
and underneath all of that. So yes, lots of doubt, but ultimately it led me to a really beautiful place.
Absolutely. I mean, you're shining so brightly in your authenticity of like who you are, and that to me like speaks volumes, especially like just seeing you like again we are like mutuals on the internet, but like to really like be in community now, I feel like that was one of the first things I noticed about you, especially when you're channeling. I'm like, she's in her authenticity. Like she's really doing what she's supposed to be doing. And there is a lot, like I think we talked before about, just rounding out this episode and figuring out what it's going to be. And I was like, there's a lot of information out there in the world. There's a lot of healers in the world. There's a lot of information on TikTok. I'm thinking more specifically, like, what led you to TikTok and deciding, like, I'm going to do this now?
I love that question because it was a very distinct path,
Mm-hmm.
I feel, that
Mm-hmm.
led me to it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, well, it started with me just enjoying being a user on
Yeah.
TikTok.
Oh, yeah.
And so, 2020,
Mm.
COVID,
Totally. Totally.
a lot of people found TikTok at that time,
Mm-hmm.
and I was one of them. And yeah, I just enjoyed laughing.
Mm-hmm.
At the time it was just like jokes and dancing, and I enjoyed that. I thought
Totally.
the humor on TikTok was something I had not experienced since childhood.
Yeah.
The unhinged humor, I was like, I am here for this.
Yes.
Um, so that happened, and I just kind of kept being a fan or a user.
Mm-hmm.
And then I remember I'd be having these ideas of videos I would do or how I would do a video,
Yeah.
and that's when I was like, I should probably start making videos,
Yeah.
because if I'm just daydreaming about it,
Yeah.
it's meant to be. And I at the time, I don't think I really saw anyone doing readings the way that I started to do them. I saw a lot of cards,
Right. Right.
and the way that I had been practicing and kind of just come through me
Yeah.
was the way that I do my channeled messages. And
Yeah.
so I was like, well, when you're starting brand new, it's like you have nothing to lose.
Right.
Like, let me try this.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you don't care.
Yeah.
And that's what I did.
That's So awesome. I know TikTok definitely was like such a godsend for me during that time as well. And like you said, that like unhinged humor, everyone is so creative and so funny, and it can be such a lighthearted and fun place. And I've loved to see how it's evolved as like an app through the years, and how it's changed, the way that we engage with one another. But yeah, I love that. And then I also was curious too about with your channeling, how did that develop for you? Was that always something that you've had inside of you? Like, how did that come about? I know you said like manifestation and then the healing route. So like for the channeling, like how did that show up for you? And like what was that like, being like, whoa, like hello? Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. I started by taking a
Okay.
course on the Akashic Records. I had had an Akashic Records reading done, and I remember when she was practicing, but
Mm,
she did my reading, and I was like, whoa. And it
mm,
was like a reading slash healing, and I was just like, whoa, I don't know what just happened, but I need to learn this.
mm,
And so I signed up for an Akashic Records certification,
mm-hmm,
and it was really thorough. And so we started practicing, and the instructor, she guided us through how to recognize our clairsenses and the
mm-hmm,
different ways we might channel. And
mm,
that's how it started. I noticed I was seeing symbols,
mm,
and kind of that's just what it was. And I accepted that. And then I just started kind of honing that,
mm,
which is such an important part of learning your gifts, is like not trying to make it be what you see others do, and
mm.
just see what shows up for you and then learn your language.
Oof.
That's what I did. And then I just like started creating a library of like, okay, this symbol means this. I see this with this. This makes me feel that. And it just started going from there.
I absolutely love that advice, especially for people that are coming into their own, and like the way I see it is like lighting their own candle in a way, and learning to, yeah, like understand your own language. And it is so easy to be like, okay, well, it should look like this because so and so makes it look like that, or it feels like this. But yeah, it's never that way. At least I've found in my, like the way I do something, the way you do something, totally different things. We could be doing like a similar modality. It could be a completely different feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the beauty of it,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Like, yeah.
We all bring something magical and different and special to this, and that's like deserves to be shared and said.
Yeah.
Did
Exactly.
I've learned in other people's like healing journeys, was it ever like scary for you to embark on this kind of path, or like with, especially with like maybe like the channeling and stuff, was it ever hard to like adjust into like, I don't know, quote unquote normal existence, like going to the grocery store, or like just like maintaining normal conversation, and you're like, wow, like I feel your bad energy. You know what I mean? Like how did you like manage to like marry the two, or like blend the two, if you will?
Mhm. Yeah. So for me, I mean, I'm definitely sensitive in the way that like I can feel what people are thinking about me, or just in
Yeah.
general. Like I can feel those types of things, but
Yeah.
I don't tend, like, you hear about people, like you said, going to the grocery store and
Yeah.
being like, oh, I got a channeled message for this person. Or
Right.
some people will get like loved ones coming in, like mediums will get loved ones coming in for
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
And that messages don't just come in for me.
Okay.
At least not yet. And I'm cool with that personally.
Yeah.
Like if when I'm channeling, I really sit down and
Okay.
I have to focus
Ah,
to receive a channeled message like the ones I post. But
gotcha.
like I said, I will get like feelings
Mhm.
just in
Mhm.
my everyday life.
Yeah.
And I will say that that does take some adjustment, because you become more sensitive to however you're receiving
Mhm.
information. And it is hard to live in the world because you're so much more aware of
Mhm.
everything. And
Mhm.
it's just like, I don't know if I have an I think I'm still working. I'm still working
Yeah.
on that.
That's okay.
Um, I think it takes just like patience,
Mm.
and that word where you do a little bit at a time.
Like piecemealing,
Mod
or like, yeah, like in moderation.
Yeah, moderation. There's another word that
Yeah.
I'm thinking, can't think of, but you
Yeah.
get
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
Yeah. I agree. I
Yeah.
think, yeah, it is. I definitely think.
Titration.
Ooh, there she goes. I knew it would come to you. I always believed in you. Yes, I think that's such a great way to put it because I think for me, like with my spiritual journey, it was like a crash course and everything felt like it happened overnight. And I was like, my eyes were just open and it was like you just can't close them. It's like someone turned the big light on and you're like, roaches, it's like and to like just see it all so clearly and to have it happen so fast, like I do, like if you can take it in moderate or if you can piece it together, like I think that's so wonderful. But yeah, I definitely like took a crash course and was like, oh, I'm never the same.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can't, I mean, everyone's journey is
for
different. So
sure.
like, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. That
Yeah.
would be a lot.
Or yeah, you're like, thank God for that. Yeah. do do any of your family members have any gifts, or like is this like something that was maybe inherent to you and then it was just like you were kind of awoke to it, or how did that play
No,
out?
my family is very straight-laced, I
Mm,
guess you could
okay.
say. Not super
Okay.
religious, but
Mm-hmm.
religious. And, you know, I believe that my gifts come from my mother's side of the family.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that I believe that my mother has gifts, but
Mm-hmm.
has suppressed them.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe my grandmother did the same thing
Mm.
because I know that what I'm healing, a lot of what I'm healing around the suppression of my gifts is ancestral, it's
Mm.
generational.
Mm.
So I've kind of been putting those pieces together.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I looked at my mom's birth chart. She also has a Scorpio moon, which are very psychic
Mm-hmm.
moons. So I'm like, and she, she does things or says things.
Yeah.
She'll like send me a song randomly.
Uh-huh.
And like the other day, and pressed play. I was in the throes of purge,
Yeah.
and I hit play, and it was like exactly what I needed to hear.
Yeah.
And I was like, what made her just send this to me? She was
Yeah.
like, the lyrics, listen to the lyric. Like,
Uh-huh.
how did you know?
Right. Right. How did
You
you
know,
know? Yeah.
how did you know? I mean, mother's intuition is
Absolutely.
definitely a
That's
thing,
real. Yeah.
definitely a thing. But yeah, and like I think she has dreams. So basically, my point is, I believe that there are gifts. They're just like pushed
Yes.
to the
Away.
side.
That makes
Hmm.
sense. That makes a lot of
Hmm.
sense. Yeah.
Hmm.
That makes me laugh so much when they're like, how did you know this? Like, you have gifts, face them. Yeah. Embrace them. How did
Right.
you know? Yeah. So
I should
sweet.
have asked her.
Yeah. Confronting her right now. Yeah. Are they supportive of your career and like are so excited by the things that you do?
Um,
Yes and no? Yeah.
their support,
That's good.
yeah,
Okay.
they're supportive of me.
Yes.
They have always been supportive of me.
Yes.
Now, the choices I make,
Sure.
not always,
Sure.
but
Sure.
at the end of the day, I'm very lucky and blessed to say that that no matter what I do, they will always be there for me.
Yeah.
And that's all I need,
Yeah,
really.
absolutely.
Yeah.
That's important. How do you
Yeah.
find your support? Do you have like a community of other healers that you like commune with, or yeah, like how do you find community?
That is such a good question, and why I admire you and the spaces that you hold and want to
Mm.
interact with your spaces more too. Um, because that's something I really struggled with, community.
Mm.
I have this wound that which I'm sure a lot of people can relate to of not belonging,
Yeah.
probably the whole spiritual
Yeah,
community, right,
totally.
on some level.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
And so, I've had some painful group experiences or friendship trauma,
Mm-hmm.
and and then the spiritual journey just kind of, like you said, opened your eyes to all of these things, and
Yeah.
then you become so sensitive to things that
Yeah.
it's harder to be around just anybody, so it's
Yeah.
harder to find people, to meet people. And then I have my own thing about like staying by myself and being a lone wolf. So we're
Got
working on that. But I will say that the communities that I do have, I have made some new friends
Good.
since the time of my spiritual awakening
Yeah.
that are more in alignment with my heart, and I'm so grateful for them.
Yeah.
Um, and and then I have the communities that I create as well,
Mm-hmm.
which are really beautiful and just keep getting more rich in heart,
Mm.
and connection. So I'm very blessed to have those spaces.
That's so wonderful. I can definitely relate to like maybe the isolating feeling of like healing and how sometimes we think it's like easier for it to just like be us on our own and like we don't need the world. We don't need anybody else. And I've like been slapped in the face time and time again with like that's not true. like like healing is best done in community. You know what I mean? Like loving is best done in community and being like open to people that are like you said in alignment with your heart and getting to pour into your communities like you said and watching that deepen and feel so fruitful and like pour back into you. It's like I really don't need to be alone. Like this is what I needed. I need these, this love, this warmth. It's
Yeah, you're so right. And I need to work on that. So thank you.
I'm not
Thank
here
you.
to I'm not here to call you out. I think you're fantastic as you are, but
No, I know. No, it's like I need to hear those things. So I
yes,
really genuinely appreciate it.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I just think you're so fantastic and there's so much of you to give. And that leads me, I guess, to my next thought. Like, how do you manage your platforms, your communities, the things that you're running? Because I see I'm on your mailing list and I see all of the things that you offer. How do you maintain balance and energy? And how do you like, what do you do with that?
Also, such a perfectly timed question because I'm learning a very big lesson about managing my energy
Mm-hmm.
in every aspect of my life, but
Yeah.
especially with my mission
Yeah.
and business.
Yeah.
Um, I wasn't good at managing my energy for most of the time that I've had my business and
Yeah.
been an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
And I am now learning the lesson of, oh, it's actually okay to let go. I was very much in survival mode around it.
Mm.
And I'm learning the lesson of the balance of being and doing,
Oof.
which, I was inching toward, but there was always this part of me inside that was like, well, I can't fully trust that just being is enough, you
Mm.
know?
Mm.
And what I'm seeing now more clearly is that when you allow yourself to just be, you get the divine inspiration and the divine hits more clearly.
Yeah.
Like they come through and it's just like your body's like, yes, this is it, do this.
Mm.
And then you do it, you do the thing, and then you go back to being.
Mm-hmm.
So I was doing it, I was reversing it, and
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, how do I make my business successful? How do I do it? How do I do it? Okay, maybe I do this. Okay, and then this, and then I would go do the thing, and then I'd be like, okay, did that work? What do I need to do?
Right.
It was
Right.
just
Totally.
constant.
Yeah.
And so I'm now like, okay, got the guidance to do this. I'm gonna do this,
Yeah.
then I'm gonna go play the piano.
Oh, I
you know?
love it. Yes, I do.
Yeah.
I do know. I do understand. I also can absolutely relate to this survival mode of just needing to make it happen, needing to make it happen. And I learned the hard way. I wasn't making shit happen. Like, I wasn't doing shit. Just burning myself out and exhausting myself. Like, and I can't,
That part.
yeah, and I can't give to anything or anyone when I have nothing and I've just burnt myself
Yeah.
out to no end. So
Yes.
I can absolutely like respect and completely understand what you mean by just like letting yourself like receive it and being like, "Oh, this is the next move. Okay. Like this is my next move. Let's do it. Now I'm going to take a moment. Okay." But that, I mean, I think that
Yeah.
takes work and time and effort, because I don't think that,
So much work.
yeah, I don't think in today's society that's like very, like, that's not the way. That's not the way that's maybe like advertised to the world. You know what I mean?
Absolutely not. It's not the way. And it wasn't just something I could have just changed my mind about.
Totally.
Maybe, I mean, I could have, but there were still all of these subconscious emotional attachments
Yeah.
to figuring it out, to making
Yeah.
it happen.
Mm-hmm.
So I would have been living in emotional turmoil the whole time of trying to do it. I had to kind of just wait for those parts to be purged out
Yeah.
before I could really step into this.
That makes sense. What's your
Yeah.
favorite healing modality for yourself? Like when you're like, I need a tune up. What do you like to do?
Well, it's very hard to choose a favorite because I, that's hard. I'm gonna name a couple,
Yeah,
my
absolutely.
go-tos.
Yeah.
Okay. So one of my favorites is breath work.
Mm.
And there are different types of breath work,
Okay.
right?
Mm-hmm.
There's kind of like the yogic, pranayama
Mm-hmm.
breath work, but the kind that I like is a deeper meditative breath work where you lay
Mm-hmm.
down. I put an eye mask on, I put headphones on, like I'm gone.
Yeah.
Okay, I put on some good music and I just breathe. I breathe very deeply for 20 plus
Yeah.
minutes. And when I do that, I activate the emotions in my body. They come right up and out. Just
Yeah.
boom.
Yeah.
So if I need a good cry, I know something's coming up. I'm like, let's get this out. Breath work. And then I'm a huge fan of Reiki also. If
Mm-hmm.
when you release the shadows, it's really important to put the light back in. So
Mm-hmm.
Reiki is a good go-to for me for that.
Yeah.
And then the holy grail, in my opinion, I guess this would be my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
And I needed to say the others to realize that this would be my favorite.
I love it.
But parts work.
Oh, I'm not
Have you heard of
familiar.
parts
No,
work?
I'm not familiar.
Okay, okay. So there's a book called No Bad Parts by Richard Schwartz,
Okay.
and he created this modality of internal family systems, which is this
Mm.
idea that we have this whole system of parts inside of us that operate like a family,
Mm-hmm.
and they all have different roles and beliefs based on our experiences throughout our lives.
Okay.
And these subconscious parts are the parts of us that are attached to things for
Mm-hmm.
different reasons, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, like my success part was attached to success because when I was younger, she was open-hearted and being and feminine and flow, but
Mm.
that and emotional,
Yeah.
but that was constantly shut down,
Mm.
constantly invalidated. And then it was encouraged to be good at school and get good grades
Mm-hmm.
and get a good job. So it was like, okay, well, that's what gets me accepted.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm going to attach to.
Right.
So parts work allows you to pinpoint like what's triggering you in the now moment, but
Mm.
then go deeper into where that the root of that is in the
Yeah.
past.
Wow. That sounds intense. Yeah.
It is. It is.
That is not light work. Yeah.
No, it's
But you're
not.
like, that's my favorite. Yes, I love that. I think, no, the exploring the depths is so important. And I think that's kind of where my Aquarius moon loves is like, that's where I'm staying, like in the depths of it all. Like, where does this, like, yeah, I'm feeling at the top, but like, what's happening at the bottom? You know, what's underneath that?
Mm,
So
mhm.
I love all of those modalities, and I wasn't familiar with the parts work, but I did EMDR in therapy, and it feels similar in that way, like
Yeah.
pinpointing a moment, teasing out that moment, what's underneath that moment, what are those feelings that are coming up, and like clearing it away or like helping you to like heal it in your body. So
Okay.
in like in
Yes.
a similar, that's kind of like a maybe an oversimplified view of like EMDR, but that's kind of what it made me feel like. But yeah,
Yeah. I got to
that's
learn more.
yeah, it's really intense work. It's like ripping yourself up, like you're opening yourself up so much. Like I hadn't cried so much
Wow.
in any other like therapy session while I was like working through this like heart, and you're just like, "Oh my gosh, like there's so much there," you know? It's
Yeah.
intense.
Yeah.
It's
Oh my
intense.
gosh. Okay, I gotta try that.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
It's really good. It's not for the weak, but it's very good. It's very good.
Right.
That's so cool. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna have to check that book out because I'm always down to get a little deep with myself and figure out why I do what I do. That's so cool.
Yeah.
Have you ever
It's so good.
considered?
And
Sorry, go ahead.
oh no, I was just gonna say that you see the world so differently when you
Yeah.
understand how parts work. It's just like,
Yeah.
oh, you're doing that probably because you have a part that probably wants this. And and compassion, you develop so much compassion. Yeah.
That's literally so beautiful. I mean, we could all use more of that for ourselves, for each other, more compassion. So
Yeah.
you are very, at least the way I perceive you, is very gentle. The way you show up in this world is so honest and calm and gentle. Were you always this way? Were you always so gentle?
Thank you, first of all.
Yeah.
Um, I think I have always been a gentle soul. I've
Yeah.
always been, growing up, I was very shy, very sweet,
Mm-hmm.
very just kind of timid and kind. I've
Mm-hmm.
always felt like I've tried to do the right thing
Mm-hmm.
and be a good person.
Mm-hmm.
And now that's not to say I have my moments, right?
Right.
Like I can snap like
Sure.
everybody
We're
else.
human. Yeah, we're human. It's
I'm
okay.
human.
Yeah.
Like sometimes people leave a comment and I'm like, you know what? I just I just have some thoughts, okay?
Yes,
Uh,
I just want to talk. I just want to talk.
but overall I've always been that person that's like I try to avoid drama in light of recent events.
Okay.
But I usually do try to avoid drama. I try to be the bigger person. I'm just like, you know what? You can have it. You want it?
Yeah.
I don't need it.
Yeah.
You can have it.
Right.
Um, so yeah, but I am learning that anger and rage is sacred when
Mm.
channeled in a healthy way.
Mm.
And so I am exploring what that looks like to me,
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have two
Yeah.
questions from that. I was gonna ask you. You totally took the words right out of my mouth because I was thinking like, how do you deal with negative comments like on your platform? And like, yeah, how do you deal? Because I am not good at it.
I I went through a very big initiation around it
Okay.
recently,
Oh,
and
okay.
I was very, very much not good at it.
Yeah.
Like very triggered, very easily
Yeah.
triggered
Yeah.
by negative comments and like always wanting to respond and make them see my point. And,
Yeah.
just this initiation was like a barrage of negative comments.
Oh.
And it was just like, you know, do you want to prove your point, or do you want to shift realities? Like it was that question that was
Mm.
posed to me of like,
Mm.
you can waste your time and your energy trying to get people who are not meant to see you,
Yeah.
or you can go within and, release the reason that they're triggering you altogether.
Mm.
Um, because really, I mean, parts work shows us this is that the people responding that way because deep down I had negative feelings about myself. They were just
Mm.
mirroring those feelings back to me.
Oof.
So once I started to realize that, the negative comments from this particular event slowed way down.
Yeah.
It was so interesting. Like
Yeah.
I started healing
Yeah.
that those parts of me, and it was just like radio silence. Now I get like an occasional one.
Yeah.
And finally, today, I just was like, I'm just not even going to say anything.
Yeah.
Doesn't even matter.
Yeah. I'm sorry about the barrage of negative comments before that, and I'm glad that it slowed down because that can really, like, you're putting out something so beautiful and so genuine, and then for people to like find something they don't like about it, you're like that was not the intent, but maybe it's just not for you, and you're like, it pays $0 to be quiet, you know.
Right.
But
Exactly.
I know I'm very sensitive, and like with Black Magic Woman and stuff, like my intentions have always been to be pure, but People will always find something to say, and I'm not the kind of person to like fight back. Like I'll just like internalize it, and I'm just like like it just like hits me in the chest, you know. I'm like, oh my gosh. But I'm glad. I love to hear that this idea of like what they're reflecting back at me, and I can choose to just heal that and not be bothered, and like let them just be on their own little sad garbage island, and I'm not. Yeah.
Exactly that. Exactly that. Sad garbage island.
Yeah,
Yes.
and I'm not. I took the ferry off of it. Yeah.
I love it.
And then I also wanted to touch point on this idea of like anger and rage, this like sacred anger and rage when used in the right way or in like a healthy way. How have you used your rage in a healthy way recently?
Well, I don't know if I've been alluding to this, but I guess I'll just name it.
Okay.
Um, in December, I actually made a very public video calling somebody out on TikTok.
Okay. I don't think I saw it.
And I was calling this person out because oh, okay. Well, you're in for a treat. Um, but I called this person out because, well, honestly, like I said before, it's not something that it would have been in my nature to do,
Sure.
but what had been transpiring, the message that I got very strongly and had been getting for months, it was like so clear. It's one of those moments where I got the message so many times and so clearly that it was undeniable and still is undeniable.
Yeah.
That was what I was meant to do.
Mm-hmm.
And so I did it, and I couldn't believe that I did it, but I did it.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a moment of standing up for myself. It was a moment of setting boundaries for myself.
Yeah.
It was a moment of speaking my truth.
Yeah.
And trusting my intuition and trusting my inner knowing.
Yeah.
And yeah, there were a lot of, because this is a big creator. There are a lot of people who don't believe me. It's a long story. It's a long story. It's one of those situations where if you just look at it with your physical eyes, you won't believe me. You wouldn't believe me.
Okay.
But if you look at the situation with your heart, and like feel into it with your heart, and realize that maybe what your eyes are showing you is an illusion or a setup, that you will see the truth. And yeah, the whole situation, like I talk about it so much because it has been the craziest thing that's ever happened to me. But it's also been the most, like, I have evolved more in the 9 months since I met this person than I want to say my whole life. Like, just the absolute dissolution of my core wounds, of my ego attachments. Like, this situation is what brought me into my heart. Like, I was kind of there, but this is like, it broke it completely open. So I do believe that sacred rage, when it is heart led and it's like, you know, God led, like you're getting very clear assignment to stand up and do whatever it may be, to express in whatever way you are, that's what makes it sacred.
Absolutely. It feels, I have no real idea of what it was that you've experienced, and I'm really proud of you for leaning into your gut and trusting that you're like, I don't know what this is going to lead to, but I'm going to do it, because it gets to a point where it is so uncomfortable that you're like, I can't avoid this any longer. I have to say something, or I have to do this thing. I have to show up. And it kind of sounds like a crash course in your own way too, about, you know, like, okay, I was kind of there, and then you're like, now I'm really there, you know, I really got pushed into it, and I've been stretched, and whatever things I was holding on to at the time, I don't hold on to them anymore. They're gone. I don't even know that girl anymore, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's usually, it's very unfortunate when it is born out of something so like like it feels like assaulting or just like so, I don't know, painful, hurtful, you know. And it stinks because we want our healing to just be, you know, like a starburst one day, and then I was, you know, and then I was born and here I am, you know. So I am sorry about that, but I'm glad that you can speak to it now in such a place of like so much wisdom, you know.
Yeah.
Because
Thank you.
yeah, it's not easy to have to defend ourselves or make a stance. And like you said, and again, that idea too of like people not believing you, and you're like, I know how crazy this sounds, and if I could just go to my grave and not have said anything, I would have. Yeah.
Thank you. You get it.
I do.
You get it.
I get it. You're like
I don't want to be here. So you all know.
Just so everybody knows, I take no pleasure in doing this at all, but this is what I have to do. I get it. I get that. And it is, I spoke with another person that I really admire and is a friend of mine, and her big takeaway, or our big takeaway from her episode was, it's always in the shit that we avoid. It's always in the shit that we avoid. That's like where the honey is all the shit that we avoid. So it's just kind of, that theme 100%. Is coming up again. But
yep.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Couldn't yeah.
Yeah.
Couldn't have said it better. Yeah.
So then tell me more about how so now you've come out of this really big thing that shifted you and stretched you and evolved you. Has the way that you've cared for yourself shifted and evolved with that? Or have you leaned into the same things that we kind of touched on, like Reiki and breath work and parts work? Or is it like, have you realized that you're tending to yourself in a different way now too?
I mean, those tools were definitely utilized during this whole experience. Yeah. Mostly just it didn't really need to be brought up with breath work. It was kind of just there. Like, just cry, just cry and let it out. Yeah. But I will say what I added was, the mind, like really focusing on my mind and slowing down my mind.
Okay.
And quieting my thoughts. Mm-hmm. And then also kind of what I mentioned before of making the space to be more creative, be playing the piano. I got my coloring book. I've started cooking again, and like just really letting myself be playful and a kid again.
I love that. Helped. I love that. Maddie and I were literally just talking about this before we got on this recording, about just like incorporating more play into our everyday life. And I was telling her my mom's visiting out of town, and my mom's very silly, very playful, very fun. And I can be that way, but I find myself in my family dynamic being very serious, because someone had to be when I was young. Someone had to be serious. And so like even now, like when we interact, like I'm a 33-year-old woman, and I literally am like, I'm her mother, you know, like I am her mother. And yeah, she's so fun and playful, and I'm trying to lean into more allowing myself that playfulness and letting it be like perfectly enough.
Yes. Wow. That's powerful.
Yeah, letting it be perfectly enough. Like accepting like it's okay. Like I'm just going to be playful and have a good time, and that's perfectly fine.
It is.
Yeah.
It absolutely is. And what I'm learning about that as well is like, not only is it absolutely fine, but it's actually the key to us getting everything that we are meant for, everything that's meant for us.
Yeah.
Right? Like, we truly are worthy of just playing and having and being provided for.
Yeah.
I believe that.
I love that. That gives me like, I feel a mix of emotions. It makes me want to throw up, one, and it makes me want to laugh and cry at the same, like all three emotions. Like as you said that, I was like, boom, like so many activated points in my body.
I love it.
Yeah,
I'm here for
it. It's like so visceral.
Your body was like,
yes. They're like, I'll have what she's having. I'm like, not if I throw up first. Yeah. No, I love that. I think that's such a great, beautiful thing to think about. And maybe even a little bit of like, for me, even just like a bit of like fear even showed up with that. Like, I'm like, I can just be provided for? Like, the fuck? You know, like, I don't have to work
Hmm.
or prove or try or I
Yeah.
can just. And
Yeah.
I she said, yeah, yeah. I agree with you. I completely trust and agree with you. But it was like my initial response was like, no way. She's like, my inside was like, not you though, girl. Not you though.
No, but I feel you. And like that was me literally yesterday. I mean, this is a new awareness that I'm stepping into,
Yes.
but that was
Yes.
the same feeling I
Yeah.
had like, wait a minute.
Yeah. Now hold on. Yeah.
Yeah, like yeah, it's just it's that merging that I talked about before. It's
Mhm.
like the more that you heal these parts of
Yeah.
you, the more you merge with your God self, right? Or
Yeah.
your heart or whatever source,
Yeah.
whoever you believe in.
Yeah.
And when that merging happens, like the more God you let in,
Yeah.
the more you realize that everything is just there, right?
Yeah.
That's where the being provided for comes
Yeah.
from. It's like
It's all there.
it's just all right here. It's
Yeah.
you got to feel it, I guess.
Absolutely. No,
I'm having a
absolutely
hard
no.
time.
I completely no. You're making so
Okay.
much sense. I don't want you to think for a second
Okay.
that you're not you're right. Like you are right. You're not wrong. And
Okay.
it's true like that being in the flow, like or that feeling of just being in flow and being like whatever I need like source will provide. Like everything I need is within me. Everything I need is within reach. Like I don't have
Hmm.
to really exert myself. Things can just be. And
Yes.
like you see that example, I mean, I see it in my day-to-day life. I see it with people that I love and they're like in flow and you're like my one of my best friends, my cousin and I were talking last night and she's in flow right now and all of these things are raining upon her, all this abundance and sweetness and goodness, and I'm like tearing up like it's happening to me. I'm like that's what the flow is. Like that's what it
Yes.
is. So
Yes.
absolutely you're 100%
That's
right.
it.
And yes, there's proof everywhere. There's proof everywhere. So that's amazing. How do you build that inner trust with yourself and knowing what you know? Like third eye knowing what you know. You know what I mean?
Hmm. Mm. Well, my experience over the last 9 months really brought me into inner
Mm.
trust
Okay.
because a lot of the experience was like, should I trust this person or not? And getting these mixed messages.
Okay.
And not just with that scenario, like
Yeah.
I've I've been getting mixed messages about other things recently too.
Yeah.
And it just felt like in each scenario, it felt like you don't need to figure it out. It felt like that was the main lesson. Like, stop
Mm.
trying to figure it out and wait for the answer.
Mm.
Wait for the guidance. Wait for the next step. Wait for the clarity.
Yeah.
That's a lesson that I've been learning. So I think part of it is being patient and surrendering and waiting for the clarity. And it's, I think, something that I'm working with as a theory
Yeah.
is maybe we're not supposed to act until we have the clarity.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
And like to sit on it. I think that's
Yeah.
probably one of the harder things to do is like when you're in an in between, an influx, in a waiting holding pattern, and you're just like flailing your arms, like if I just make it happen, then it's gonna happen, and it's like maybe the lesson is that you just hang tight,
Mm-hmm.
and it will
Mm-hmm.
work itself out. But again, I think it boils back again to that like trusting or that like trusting that it will work out.
Yes. Yes. So that part, that has come to me with time
Yeah.
and experience, like
Yeah.
seeing it work out in other ways.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of like, you kind of just play you play small
Mm-hmm.
and you see it work out. And then you
Mm-hmm.
play a little bit bigger and you see it work out. And then you
Mm.
just kind of keep going a little bit bigger and bigger.
Mm-hmm.
And it keeps working out. And you're like, okay, well, I guess this is how it goes.
Yeah.
And I always say, write down all of the times that it has worked out.
Mm.
Like write down the miracles, write down the synchronicities, because when you get to that moment where you're like, I don't know if this is going to work.
Yeah.
I what if
Yeah.
you can look back at that list and be like, oh no, wait, remember all of these times?
Mm.
Why would now be any different?
Yes.
And I think also part of part of learning to trust yourself is discernment. Discernment is
Yeah.
a really big part of it.
Yeah.
Understanding. And I think discernment comes from the body, really, because
Mm-hmm.
your mind can be manipulated,
Mm-hmm.
and your thoughts and your mind can be manipulated. And so many of us have lived in the mind
Yeah.
for so long,
Right. Yeah.
which is how we believe in illusions. We
Mm-hmm.
believe in illusions because they make sense to the mind. If
Right.
as long as they can make it make sense to your logic and mind,
Yep.
then you'll believe it.
Right.
So it's about just like really just detaching from the mind
Mm.
and just like putting it on the shelf,
Yeah.
and then going into your body, going into your heart space, seeing if you can quiet the mind
Mm.
and feel
Mm.
like what is the feeling that is there, and then trust that.
Yeah. That's so important. It's so much easier said than done, but it's so important. That's yeah, like how do you know? You know what I mean? Until you really feel it. Like how do you know?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
completely agree with that. Like being able to quiet the mind. And I know for me, I and a lot of people I know, we suffer with anxiety, and it's like you feel like you have to have an answer. You have to have it figured out. You have to just know when, and like that's maybe it was like a means of survival at that point, and maybe now it's like not life or death, but yeah, being able to like quiet the mind and just be in your body and knowing that like you and your body are on the same team, and like there are these feelings inside this body for a reason, and like to get acquainted with them. I
Yeah.
also,
And to feel safe.
yeah, to feel safe within that too, and that relationship between you and your body. And I wanted to also touch on that idea of like writing down the miracles, writing down the good things, so that you can, because your mind wants proof, and that's what I always say, like your mind's wired to keep you safe, not make you happy. So it's like when you're like your mind wants proof, like this could be the time that it doesn't work out, and you're like, but look at all this proof and data and facts and figures. So shut up, But I love that practice.
Exactly.
I love that practice because it takes some chutzpah, it takes some guts to just go a little bigger, and trust that things can work themselves out. Trust that you're doing the right thing. And I like also that idea of like taking it one little step at a time, and just maybe straightening the margins a little bit more, pushing at the margins a little bit more. I think I'm kind of a grip it and rip it type of gal, so it's nice to hear that there's another way to show up in the
I
world.
I kind of am too.
Yeah,
That's the answer that I give
sure.
because I think it's more palatable.
Sure.
But I'm also the type of person who's just like, let's,
Yeah.
F around and find out.
Literally. I'm like, who cares? Fucking go. You got this one life. Let's see it. Like, I'm just a very like passionate person. So when it comes to someone like chasing a dream or achieving a goal, I'm like, what could possibly stop you? Like yourself?
Yeah.
Get out of here. Like, do the
Yeah.
thing. Go for it. So I love this. But still, people can just also take their time and do it little by little too. That's okay. Yeah.
Either way. And I truly like a message that I often share is that when you follow your heart,
Yeah.
and my ancestors gave me this one, follow your heart and you will outsmart.
Ooh.
So if you ever feel like you're backed in the corner,
Yeah.
your heart is always going to be 10 times ahead of any logic, any person or anything
Yeah.
operating outside of the heart.
Yeah.
That's one thing.
Mm.
And then also, if you're not backed into a corner, but you're just following your heart, it's like your heart, when you are aligned with your heart frequency, it comes with this fierce protection.
Yeah.
It may not always feel like it,
Yeah.
just based on, again, what you're seeing with your physical eyes, which
Yeah.
is why we have to learn to,
Right.
shut those off.
Sure.
But when you follow your heart, it's like the choirs are singing. You're getting all of the support and all of the help because the universe wants you to follow your heart. So you're not going to I want to say the word fail. You might fail to your ego,
Sure.
but you're not going to fail for your destiny.
Ooh. I'm gonna bathe in that one. That is delicious. That is delicious. And I was thinking about my move up to Ojai because I had quit my like corporate job and like I gave him 2 weeks notice and I was like, I'm moving to Ojai, packed up my Yaris and moved to Ojai, and everyone was like, what? And it made no sense to anyone, and I didn't care because it was what my heart was telling me to do. And it was like you said, the choirs were singing. Like the minute I had that opportunity to jump, I jumped. And I was like, this could be the dumbest shit I've ever done. And I was like, or it could be awesome. So let's see. And it's been really fruitful and really awesome. But it is, yeah, like you can't go wrong when you lead with your heart. You can't go wrong when that, like you said, the chorus of angels singing, and it's just like, how can this be wrong? How can this be wrong?
Yeah.
That's the best feeling.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that you did that.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Yeah.
I'll never look back, and I will never forsake her. I love Ojai. So I wanted to wrap up this conversation and give you an opportunity to give a shameless plug. If there's anything that you want to promote at this time to our listeners, to your fans, to your community, and something that you're just excited about, please take the floor and share with us.
Yeah. So I have Instagram and TikTok at Keisha the Mystic, Keisha. And if you're vibing with my vibe, I would love to have you give me a follow.
Perfect. Thank you for your wisdom. I feel like parts of me have healed and been challenged in such a loving way that like it makes me want to like go and ruminate on just the topics that we've kind of covered today. There's so much that I'm like digesting in this moment, and I'm so grateful for your presence and your voice and your wisdom, and I'm so excited that we get to like be in community together and like orbit in the same like plane. This is the coolest thing. So I really genuinely appreciate you, and I'm so honored that we got to have this conversation.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I feel the same way. It is really nourishing to talk to someone who gets it and also has a great sense of humor. Like, I loved it. We laughed. It was beautiful.
Yes. And me and Maddie will cry later. So, yeah. Yeah. All right, sweetie. Perfect. Have a great night. Thank you so, so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for tuning into this week's episode. I was so excited to have this energy and to feel this like permeate into our communities, into the world. This conversation needed to be had, and I'm so excited and proud that we got to facilitate it. It just feels so good, and I hope it felt as good to you as it did to us. And with that, I invite you to stand up for yourself, trust what you know, and don't take shit from no man. Take What You Need, the podcast was created by Lexi Bordeaux and Madeline Doss. Original music and production by Madeline Doss. If you enjoyed this episode, please add it to your library, follow the show, leave us a review, and send it to a friend. It's the best way to spread the healing that you just heard. I invite you to join on Patreon. Patrons of Take What You Need enjoy exclusive updates, minisodes, shoutouts on the show, Reiki sessions, and more. Go to the show notes for the link as well as all the links for our socials. This is a Bad Cat Audio podcast.